Good morning, everyone. It's Bob Branch from the Springs Community Church bringing you another daily Devo out on my back porch in this beautiful spring day. Wow, it is so nice out here, and I'm so glad to get to be able to be with you this morning. Today, I want to talk to you about further this discussion on open heart, rich life. Open heart, rich life. That's our big idea for this morning. Over this Easter holiday, I had my daughters and my son-in-law up with us, and we had this really rich time together, and it was really curious. We had one of our daughters was reading from Ian Cron's book, The Road Back to You, about the Enneagram and each one of our different types, and he had like 15 different questions per type, and so one daughter was reading that out, and we were basically kind of wrestling it out together of, oh, Dad, is that you? No, I don't know. Do you feel that way? Do you not feel that way? And it was really curious type of a dynamic, because we were basically having to be really gut honest and open up our hearts with this discussion of how we feel like we interact with life in all these different sorts of ways. And what's interesting is that it's a little bit of a threatening kind of an adventure to get on with that business of answering those questions honestly and really opening up my heart. But then something curious happens in the midst of all that, where we feel so much more connected and that we know each other so much better as a result of all of that. How about you? Did you, or have you, or do you have these relationships where you feel a sense of connection, where you're truly known and appreciated and loved, and where you truly open up your heart with others and connect with them? One of the things that I talked about the last post, I think, was that when you open up your heart with others, it actually directly impacts your relationship with God, and vice versa as well. That God has made us these integrated beings where what goes on with Him is supposed to filtrate out into our relationship with others, and what happens in our relationship with others actually filtrates into our relationship back up with Him. And it's really curious the way that this works. We're integrated and symbiotically connected both with God and with others. And so we can experience God more deeply by experiencing intimacy with others. He has made us this way. He's made us for relationship. He's made us for that connection. And Jesus even, refers to this in terms of calling eternal life a relationship. It's not a living forever. It is a relationship. He says this in John 17:3, that this is eternal life, that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you sent. So he says, he defines real eternal kind of life. He defines that in terms of being known and knowing. It's in relationship. And so I want to just basically challenge you once again. I'm challenging myself on this as well. How connected, how well known am I? Open heart, rich life. Open heart, rich life. Say that out loud with me. Open heart, rich life. Now, some of you would think, this actually terrifies me. You're terrifying me here, Bob, because you don't understand. I've been hurt by people. I've been hurt by life. I've had all these experiences in life. All of us have. But the reality is that it is still the open heart that invites the rich life. It is the open heart that is that which makes our lives rich, both with others and with God. And so I want to basically ask you about this today for you. God has designed you for intimacy with Himself. God has designed you so that you can connect with Him and with others. And that there is, to some degree, the ability to connect with others influences and impacts our ability to connect with God. So, therefore, Jesus actually addresses the forgiveness issue quite often in His ministry, where He knows that when we're clogged up and congested with bitterness and resentment, that we need to forgive in order to get the channels clear again, so that we can experience that connection that we already have with God, but that we are somehow staying on the outs with. And so with that, let me just summarize by saying this, that we are integrated beings, and that God invites us to open up our hearts like He did when He was talking from 2 Corinthians. He's talking to the Corinthian Christians, and He says this: make room in your hearts for us. Make room in your hearts for us. We have wronged no one. We have corrupted no one. We've exploited no one. I don't say this to condemn you, for I've said before that you have such a place in our hearts that we would live or die with you. You have a place in our hearts. Who has a place in your heart? Again, I'm returning to that theme because here's the theme and here's the vision, is that this open heart, rich life, this open heart is an open heart toward God and toward others. It's an open up and open out. It's both of these things, that God has not just come to save us into a vertical reality, but to a horizontal reality as well. And those realities are integrated in you. And he wants you to open up your heart with others. He wants you to open up your heart with him. So who is in your life that you are opening up your heart to? I want to challenge you. Here's the action item for today, and then tomorrow we're going to be looking at a little bit more the issues that come with why are our hearts closed up, or why are they? It's sort of almost like one of those Disney things where they show a flower blooming very quickly, but when our hearts can actually kind of do that same opposite thing, and we can close up. What is it? Tomorrow we'll deal with what is it that's causing our hearts to be closed up. But for today, I want to challenge you. I want to ask you to find 1 to 3 people. I would really prefer it to be more than just one, so that you're not just putting all your eggs in one basket. But 1 to 3 people who you are opening up your heart and saying, hey, this is what's really going on inside of me. This is where my heart is really at. I feel like I'm a little scared right now in this time. I feel like I'm a little insecure. And you open up your heart to them and you share what's going on inside of you. I want to ask you to do that. I want to invite you into this because Jesus is inviting you in. And so think about that, pray about that, and then do that. And then we'll talk some more about that tomorrow. But until then, I just want to tell you, I love you. I love you so much. I'm so looking forward to the time when we can be together in person. But until then, I'm so glad that you tuned into this. Have a great day.